The Coach Curl podcast is brought to you by Think and Grow Business, the home of the Think and Grow Business Mastermind. If you're serious about growing your business, get serious and join a mastermind group today. Find out more at thinkandgrowbusiness.com.au.
Hey there, it's Coach Curl here, and if you are looking for anything but COVID, you've got to hang around.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul, I see you. All right, Trevor, let's finish. Coach Curl. Let's go. Great job, guys.
Coach Curl, we love you!
How are we all? It's Coach Curl here, and welcome to today's leader, the Coach Curl podcast. A little bit different for our episode today. It's Friday afternoon. We've got the Friday chills, anything but COVID, and on the other end of the line, I have a long-time favourite of the Coach Curl podcast. I've got a man, I've got a guitar, and we've got Matt Bailey. Whenever you're ready, Matt.
Hello. It's 4 a.m. I'm waking up and it's freezing. Time do we leave? What time do we land? I got a meeting. Cabin crew, please arm your doors and cross-check. Hey, Captain, can I come in to the flight deck? Where's your wedding ring? Where is your
Ladies
wedding
and
ring,
gentlemen, we've got Matt Bailey. How are you, Matty?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I am not bad. I'm not bad. It's a strange old world we're living in at the moment, but we've still got to be able
Very
to
strange.
have our time and have our chills. And probably the only thing missing here, Matty, is I wouldn't mind having a cold beer on a Friday afternoon. But anyway, after we knock this one out, I might be tempted to have one.
I've had too many this week.
Yeah. How's the world for Matt? How's the world for Matt Bailey? What's going on?
It's very different, isn't it, Tony? For everyone at the moment, it's just. I know we said anything but COVID, but it's good. Like I'm sort of trying to find myself again. I feel like I lost my way for a bit, and about a month or two ago, I actually listened to our first podcast, and it's sort of interesting to look back and listen to where I came, to where I was then, to where I am now, and the things I said back then. I'm still going in that direction.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like there's been a piece of me missing for a long time, so I'm sort of trying to find that again, and I'm on my way.
Yeah, I think there's certainly a journey that we all go on, and there's one that you've certainly been on. But it's interesting, and I know that we're not going to focus on COVID, but your industry has probably been one of the hardest hits out of all of this stuff, with flights being basically suspended. So how are you dealing with all that?
Pretty good. Like, my life hasn't changed too much apart from going to work. Like, I like being at home and going for walks and all that. So that side of it, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's just everyone around me that I'm struggling with.
Yeah,
you know
okay.
What I mean? Like, it's the anxiety of going out of my front door without someone questioning that. Or, like, I was at work Saturday. What day is today? Friday. So 6 days ago I was at work. I had someone getting angry at me for going to work. Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And this is like the actual, I get, people are like, oh, Matt, you're not taking it serious. I work in the airline industry. Yeah, I'm taking it serious. But I'm not going to, just lay down and be depressed about it either. I'm going to make a joke about it. I'm going to laugh.
Yeah.
That's what, it's comedy, and that's where comedians get their laughter from. Like, some of the things you hear comedians say, like, did they just say that? But it's comedy. It's what it is. So So to answer, yeah, it's the people around me. I'm just trying to like limit myself as much as I can and talk to selective people. I'll put it that way. Talk to selective people.
One of the things that is really evident, and some of the stuff that I've observed, is that a lot of people have fundamentally become judgmental, and if it was as simple as obey the rules and it won't spread, I don't know. I mean, the stats that we're seeing now with this particular disease is certainly pointing in the right direction. But I know that from an internal perspective nowadays, if I've got to duck up the shops and to get what I would class as an essential, you do have that internal dialogue around, would anyone else class this as an essential? And you start to second guess yourself whether you should or should not be going out. And then when you do go out, because of the social distancing or the social awareness or the spatial distancing, as Sharon likes to call it, we're actively being rude with one another. You see someone walking, and then you're purposely, and it's much needed. But once again, our internal psyche is not to do that. Our internal psyche is that we're not going to bypass people. So it's a challenging space for a lot of people, and I guess you've been quite open and around your commitment to improving and helping people's mental health, and being I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you're still an ambassador with Are You OK? And I guess there would be some additional pressures or stuff taken on board from yourself in relation to that.
Major pressure, and I'll touch on that in a sec. But going back to the social distancing, I actually forget that this is happening sometimes. Yesterday at the shop, you would have noticed most shops have got an X in line where you have to stand when you're in line. I was at Kmart, and I walked up to the line, and I walked super close to the person in front of me, and they gave me this dirty look because I completely forgot about it. I had to go and get some stuff for home, and they're like, oh, she gave me this dirty look. And then I'm like, oh, that's right. We've got to be 1.5 metres apart. So I kind of laughed to myself.
And it's challenging. I mean, Sharon and I go walking, every day. We've still got to get out and about and do our exercise. And I've uncovered a game called Corona Chicken. So... And what it is that when you've got a couple that are walking on the path before you, towards you, I mean, who's gonna give way to make sure that you get the 1.5 meters? And at the end of the day, I lose every time because I duck in behind Sharon each and every time. But that still does my head in, that people are actually. They're not doing it purposely. It's a natural thing that they walk side by side along in the path, and whether that's rude in normal times and not giving space to other people is a discussion for another day. But currently, that's really rude, forcing other people to move. Yeah,
I went for a walk last week and I noticed it. Like, I was walking around the Blue Lake in my hometown of Mount Gambier, and people coming towards me kept going around me, and I just laughed. I'm like, so then I've seen someone come behind me. Yeah, they're either going to hate me or love me for this, but I started fake coughing, and this guy ran 2 meters around me. Like, he was walking, seeing I was coughing, so then he went 1.5 meters away and started running until he got in front of me.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean, like, it's serious, but you don't have to put on a serious face and this, it's funny. I've met the last few weeks. I've met people for the first time, like friends of friends, and I've put my hand out to shake it, and they've shaken it back, and I'm like, good. Like, people have got to toe tap me on elbow me because they say, that's the new way to. I'm like, don't. That makes me anxious. That gives me anxiety. It makes me feel uncomfortable if you can't shake my hand or hug me. You know what I mean? Like my mum said, she's not going to hug her son. So I'm like, I hugged my mum last week. So I get it, he's serious, but it's a weird thing.
It's just, and it's what they call the new norm. And, and a lady I spoke to this week's termed a new phrase. She calls it business as unusual. And, that's the reality. The new norm is far from norm. So, and that thing about touching elbows, I mean, we're being told to cough into our elbows, and then we're going to bump.
Exactly.
There's just so many contradictions in relation to it, and I guess it's all about doing what you're comfortable with, but being aware of social distancing, and like I'm not going to be shaking hands or touching people with people I don't know, and even people that I do know, I'm probably, because I don't know where they've been, so. And some of my friends are in a high-risk category. They're still out there working in the retail world, and they're dealing with people each and every day. And, overall, huge challenge. But we'll get through it.
Yeah, we will. But yes, I am still an ambassador for Are You OK?
Yeah.
Getting back to that. But that's been challenging as well, and I haven't really spoken much about how challenging it's been. Like, I've actually removed it from my social media that I'm an ambassador, because people have, just like anything in life, people have this expectation of what an ambassador for Are You OK should be. And I've had two people report me to Are You OK? And yes, I'm still an ambassador. It's not like, oh, you're not an ambassador anymore. It's just they have to follow it up. And the first report came when Crew Life came out.
Okay.
So that was... Yeah, they rang me and said, "Oh, we've had a report that, the Crew Life the song was bullying, and they mentioned workplace bullying, and obviously I don't know who it is, but 99% sure it was someone I used to work with."
Yeah.
So, and then a few months ago, I commented something on Instagram, and I got a lot of hate. I actually got a death threat from it, and I was like, okay, I didn't mean for it to come across like that, so I did the right thing. As soon as I started getting hate, I deleted the comment.
Yep.
It was only up for about 2 minutes, but within that time, boom, someone's gone on my profile. Who's an Are You OK ambassador? I'm going to ring and report him. So I've just taken it off all my social media, because I don't know, like I'm proud to be one, but the reason I am one is because my dad took his own life. I don't take this shit lightly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what goes through people's minds when they want to do that. Like, I've never thought of to go on someone's profile and look at how I can pick them apart.
No. And that just, and once again, it's all we can really do is control ourselves and be
the world
be conscious of ourselves and be mindful of that. And I agree.
Yeah.
People doing things out of spite just for that. And one of the messages that that I have, none of us are perfect, and the reality is that I'm a coach. I help people see the optimistic side of things, and to try and encourage them to move forward and to do what they need to, and kick them up the bum when I need to.
Yeah.
But I also have a coach, because there are times that I need to be encouraged, and there are times that I need to have a boot up the bum. And we've all got things in our past, in our history, that we probably wouldn't have done today, or with the full weight of the consequences that we know. So, but they're the best stories. They're the best stories to help people make the right decisions in life. So, yeah.
They are. And I'm opening up about this because, it's vulnerability, and I want to open up and share, because that's strength. To me, that's strength.
Absolutely.
It takes courage to open up.
Yeah, absolutely. Full agreement there. So, but so many people will often, in terms of, whether it's a coach or whether it's an ambassador, they'll look to, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not, once again, I'm not trying to be critical here, but it's a real it's a real take relationship. And you end up as whether it's an ambassador for Are You OK, or whether it's as a life coach or a business coach or any sort of a coach, we need to be topped up, because people take the energy and take our thoughts and take our optimism, and yes, they've had their input, but we also need to have people input into us, and people need to be aware of that they just can't take. And every now and again, as a coach, I'm going to be a little bit off my game because of whatever that's happening around me. And yes, I'm going to be present, and yes, I'm going to work as best as I possibly can, because my role is to try and help people be better at what they are. But, you know, every now and again, I might need a little bit of a pickup. So
Exactly. It's like, you know, when we give people advice, but we don't always take it ourselves.
yeah,
That's because we need someone to... It's because we need someone to tell us that.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's accountability partners are one of the best things you're going to have. And, you know, one of the ladies that I've got a huge amount of respect for, Rebecca Young, she's the president of the Redlands Coast Chamber of Commerce here. She talks about not surrounding yourself with fluff, you know, because fluff's not going to get you where you need to go. You've got to get some people that are going to give you some hard truths. And that's exactly right. And so many people don't want that because they're more comfortable sitting in fluff. But, you know, ultimately the call for anyone is that if they really want to achieve what's best for them, they do need the person that can tell them some stories, share some lights, pass on some consequences, and be tough about it so that there's a learning outcome.
Exactly right.
So tell me about Crew Life. How's that been going? And for those that weren't aware, that the opening bars that Matt played for us tonight was Crew Life. So, we didn't tee that up, and that's why I'm thinking I thought I must have dropped out or something. But anyway, so how's Crew Life? Tell me what's it doing for you?
Crew Life's good. It made the radio.
Yeah.
About a month ago, 6 months ago, I can't keep track. I was sitting at home and someone commented on my music page, and they said, "Oh, I just heard this song on the radio. Actually, I'll bring it up so I can do it word for word," because I thought it was a joke, as you do. You know, creative people, we criticise ourselves, and then it finally happens. We're like, "Oh, this isn't actually happening, is it?"
Yeah.
So just heard. So this is the comment. I'm bringing it out now from my phone. Just heard this for the first time on Good Morning 3D Radio. Dug it heaps. I was like, what? I was like, thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Where is this radio station? So I'd never heard of them. And then we got talking, and then I found the guys that did it. And it's an Adelaide community radio station. And it took me a few weeks to listen to it because I couldn't just play it and scroll it. You had to actually listen to the whole 2-hour segment. And it was like an hour 40 in. Wow. And I didn't know whereabouts in that 2 hours it was in. So I had to listen. So hit the radio, which is awesome, because when I wrote the song and Mark and I did a demo for the first time, I was like, "Mark, this is 6 minutes long. Do we need to shorten it? Like, for the radio or that?" And he's like, fuck the rules. I was like, you know what? All right, then let's do it. Because if I shortened it, that would have been trying to impress other people, and then I wouldn't have been happy because I would have had probably a 4-minute song. I was like, who knows? I probably would have thought, I wish I kept that other verse in. So I'm glad I kept it in. I cried. It was so good hearing because they gave me such a good rap. Like, I don't even know these blokes, which is why it was such a big deal for me. And, Crew Life made the radio. So
just another step in the journey. Just another step in the journey, Matt Bailey.
That's it. So, but music's sort of on hold at the moment with everything that's going on. But the EP is still coming along nicely. I know last time you spoke, you said you'd hold me accountable for June. Yeah. But maybe June 2021.
Yeah, that's all right. I had the hashtag 2 marathons and 2 books. The books might be a possibility, but at the moment it looks like just about everything of any sporting endeavour has been cut off for 2020.
Everything. That's why doing this podcast is so good. And I was in the studio a few weeks ago,
Yeah,
and it was good to feel normal. It was good to do something normal
yeah,
because everything else has been put on hold. So it's like, doing this. We're still getting on with the day, which is good.
yeah. Well, I'm going to give you a
And
tip.
keep-
I'm going to give you a tip on something. You're hearing all these things that are happening now in relation to the new ways of doing things. So, for example, tonight, well, we've only got about half an hour here today, but after that, I've got to prepare for a Zoom call for. We've got about 8 couples all around Australia, and
Tell me about Zoom.
Oh, let me tell the story first. And we're doing a trivia night. We're doing a trivia night through Zoom. So it's gonna be different. Because last Friday night, Sharon and I had a couple of drinks and we FaceTimed friends in Adelaide. We FaceTimed friends that are like 2 blocks away from us because we couldn't go visit them. And then we FaceTimed some people up in Townsville. So we had a really great night. It felt like we were like at a party. So tonight we're doing a trivia night. I'm hearing stories of musicians doing concerts from the couch and, just doing like Facebook Lives or whatever it is from the couch. And personally, I think some of these things are real business opportunities moving forward. So, whether it's someone hosting a virtual Zoom trivia night or whether it's someone putting together like a concert website where artists can go on there and plug in that they're going to do a concert from their lounge room, and if people want to come and join in, it's $25 to I think that some of this stuff is going to really change what we do. So mate, if I were you, I'd be on your Facebook, I'd be putting out an event, Matt Bailey live from the lounge. And, you get 100 odd bodies sitting there with you chilling on a Friday night or a Saturday night. Everyone's got a couple of drinks. They're all singing along at home. I just think, I think there's some good stuff happening personally. But anyway, just a little tip. Make it happen, dude.
I'm going to keep that in my mind because at the moment I don't have many songs to play. Yeah. And all the songs I do have are the ones I'm recording. And I don't want anyone to hear them until they're done.
Play a bit of Green Day, dude. Play some covers,
Yeah.
Make it work, build your profile. And,
So what's Zoom? Everyone's jumping on Zoom.
Well, there's going to be a couple of companies that make the most out of this, and Zoom's one of them. And it's a video conferencing software. And, Zoom is the one that is easy for everyone to remember because it's like one word, one syllable. And they're going to... If you don't have shares in Zoom or what have you, they're an American company from what I can understand, but it's video conferencing. So, we use Zoom, but I also use a couple of other different platforms. So, Zoom's solid, and Zoom's the one that's I've got a couple of people that use Microsoft Teams in my network, and everyone's jumped onto Microsoft Teams, and it's faltering because of that, because of the bandwidth, but Zoom seems to be the most solid. So, my personal trainer and remedial massageist is doing her classes by Zoom. So we line up in the lounge room and she's on the screen and we go ahead and do what we got to do. So,
if only you can get a massage through the screen.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. So, just a tip, mate, I'd be doing Sunday night with Matt Bailey, do some Green Day covers, and make it happen. I reckon it'd be a load of fun. So I'm really looking forward to tonight. So
cool, man. Cool.
So what else is new? Now the other thing you mentioned to me is that you want to talk about something that happened like almost half a generation ago. So
I do. Because there's so much. So 11 years. Yeah, to 2009, I actually got arrested twice. So I was
Okay.
18.
Yeah.
So I got a record, and I want to touch on it because people probably see me as this guy that's, he's doing his music, he's in the airline, but everything comes with struggles, and this was one of them. So, like, when I, first got a job in the airline industry in 2014, and no matter what you do in the airline industry, or sorry, all right, erase that. No matter what you do in the airport, if you work at McDonald's at the airport or the chemist in the airport, you need an ASIC. It's a little red security tag you'll see people in the airport wearing.
Yep.
And through that comes a background check. So 2014, I was just finished my training in Brisbane, and then was starting what they call in-flight training as a flight attendant in Perth. I got 2 days in, and I got a letter to say that my background check had been denied because of my arrest back in 2009. I was gutted. I didn't think I was going to have a job. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to have a job.
Yep.
But there's a process for that. So I applied for. So these things are called an ASIC, Aviation Security Identification Card, and they normally last 2 years. But the one I applied for, it lasts for 1 year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, then every year I'd finally get a 2-year one, and now here we are 6 years later, and no issues now. And when I reapply for mine, because mine's expiring this year, to get it 10 years, it's clean slate, I think, by my understanding.
Yeah.
So it's probably not something that not many people know about me. Like I didn't.
Well, you don't wear a badge saying I've been arrested.
Exactly. For everyone out there is like, oh, what did he do? I got in a fight, but I'm not going to go into details. I'll keep it at that.
Yeah.
But the reason why I did want to bring it up is because like being in the airline, it was tough, like getting through that. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. I know it's cliche, but at the same time, like I got arrested in January and July. Both times they're in the paper, and like I never really watched the news anyway. But seeing what they wrote about me in the paper, like I ended up going to the newspaper. I'm like, this didn't happen, and they're like, well, it's already printed. Which I want people to take away from what's going on in the world at the moment. Don't always believe the media. The media has a job. It's what they do. It's what they do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that because, like I said, vulnerability is strength. And this EP that I'm releasing, it's a lot of people, I think everyone's going to be shocked what I've written. When they hear the songs, they're going to be like, whoa. For me, for the last, I guess, 8 years since I started writing songs, I've held back a lot. I've talked about before what I'll be there's about, and it's sort of like when you meet someone, when you're in a relationship, you sort of hold yourself back until you sort of feel comfortable, and then you sort of, be your true self or whatever you want to call it. And that's how I feel like I've been for the last, from like 2010 to a few years ago in the music business. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to share that because
good. And because it's so true, isn't it? It's you aren't your past mistakes, and everyone's got a past, and everyone's done things. For all those people in my history that felt that I've done them wrong, or absolute apologies, but that was me at that particular stage of my life, and same with yourself. You aren't your past mistakes, and people need to look past that and look at some of the steps that people have done to better themselves, become better humans. I think fundamentally, deep inside, we are all good humans, and it really is about just staying focused on that. Yeah,
I think we're all humans. No one's really good or bad. We sort of just do things.
Yeah,
whether they're good to someone and bad to another. You know what I mean? So, and you hit the nail on the head. Is the past, and My mum's always taught me the past is in the past, let it go. And I've had friendships, relationships destroyed because of the past not being let go.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Matt, we've run out of time. It's always a pleasure having a chat with you.
Always, mate.
How can people
Always.
connect with you? Oh, my God, the crowd's cheering. Where'd that come from?
It is. Did you hear them? I didn't.
So how can people connect with you?
Facebook. Add me on personal if you want. Matthew Bailey. Music is facebook.com/Matt Bailey Music.
Yeah.
2 Instagrams. I still haven't decided if I'm keeping them, whatever. Personal Instagrams, I'm Matt Bailey. And the music one's It's the Matt Bailey.
It's the Matt
Spotify
Bailey.
It's the Matt Bailey. Speaking of, it's not published yet, but I'm in the process of building a website, which is themattbailey.com.
All right. Awesome. So there's a couple of different ways. So thanks again for popping in. It's been a pretty cool way to spend a Friday afternoon, in all honesty. And for everyone out there, take away what you can. Remember, you're standing there stronger, braver and wiser. And Matt, you know what the golden rule is, don't you? Just don't ever
be an
arsehole. All right. Until next time, we'll see you then.